Start the screen. All right, when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Jenna Barnett with Millennial Mom on Focus TV, and today I have Noelle Rose Anderson here today. She is quite an inspirational mom, and I'm so excited to chat with you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so glad to be here, so thank you for having me.
Of course. So you are, what don't you do? You're a dancer, a choreographer, an author. I know that you have quite the story, quite the background. You're a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, I am.
Sexual abuse survivor.
Yeah.
And between all of this, you really turned, like you said to me, tragedy into triumph.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear about your background and your story.
Well, I grew up in a poor neighborhood. My parents didn't have any money to speak of. My father was a carpenter. And we had a really rough life. It was a mostly European family, very close-knit. And my mom and dad divorced when I was very young, and we moved out west. And our lives changed when we moved out west. And I had an incredible stepfather. He adopted me. He was an attorney, really great guy. And we came from such an eclectic background from New Jersey, New York area. And to move out west, it was such a culture shock.
I bet.
And it was just like, wait a minute, and everything was just so different. The music that everybody liked, I was a teenager when it happened, so everything was just so different for me, and hairstyles were so different, and the makeup and all of that. So I had a hard time fitting in, and as I grew up, I always was inspired to be an artist. I wanted so much to do something in the art world. I was dancing at a very young age, when I was about 3.5, 4 years old. And that was about the time that my grandfather sexually abused me. And, thank you. It's all good though. I changed it around for myself. And as I grew up, I always had something in the back of my mind that I was meant to do something to help people. I always loved people so much. So I basically, to kind of get to the end of the chase, I took everything in my life that was a horrible happening in my life, and I made it something good. And I used the different things that I thought that I was good at, the dancing, the writing, all of it. I make films as well.
Oh my goodness. What don't you do?
I don't cook very well. I do
Me neither.
I can bake goods, but I can't really cook well. That is my #1 flaw. But I just really love to reach out to the community and to people and try to inspire them that whatever they have gone through, they can make it, and they can turn something tragic into something triumphant and beautiful. So I've used, like I said, all these things that I was given from above, the gifts that I have, to give to other people. And to say, hey, you know what? Come see my dance shows. Maybe this will reach your heart. And there's nothing more rewarding than to have somebody after a show come up to me. And I've had women just fall in my arms and just say, you just performed without words, and you said what I wish I could have said all my life. Usually it's a sexual abuse survivor too. And we do a lot of different performances. That's one of the performances we do. I do performances about my cancer struggle. And it's just such a rewarding thing. Of course, the applause is great. Who wouldn't love that? And I do, and I appreciate it. But what I really love the most is knowing that I reached somebody's heart, and that I might have been something like a door to open a pathway for them to survival and to thriving. Wow. And to becoming healthy inside and out. So they too can plant seeds in other people's hearts and go on to do incredible. Great things.
Wow. Thanks. That's just amazing. It sounds like you've really influenced a lot of women and probably kids, husbands, everyone. So that's just incredible. And now I know you've also written this book, Dance Warrior, a series of books.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about them. What are they about?
Well, Dance Warrior is a trademark that we paid for, went through the legal process of doing. And it encompasses it was a nickname that somebody gave me, actually. And they're like, you're such a trooper, you're such a warrior. Wait, you're a dance warrior. It just kind of came out of their mouths like that. And I said, thank you. And it just kind of stuck. Oh, here's a dance warrior. And people would kind of like, kid me and stuff.
Right.
So anyway, I took that and I trademarked it. And I turned more tragedy into triumph by writing about these stories. And I think probably the most unique thing about these stories is that people can actually go see the dance. Like this one is about the cancer, From Cancer to Dancer, the Dance Warrior, Volume 1 in the series. That's about my cancer struggle afterwards, building my body up again. I mean, after I had the baby, comparatively, yeah, it was so easy to bounce back, but after cancer, it was not easy for my body to bounce back at all. So, you know, I wrote about what I went through. So it helps moms, it helps people who have cancer in the struggle, and to give them encouragement. So people can actually read the book and go see our performances and get a more in-depth like insight into what we're doing and what my dancers and I are performing. And then the other one is called Red Ribbons, Shattered Innocence, and that one's about the sexual abuse that I went through and the recovery process. And each book kind of overlaps a little bit, but each book focuses on a different section of my life. And there are many more planned. I have a total of 7 so far planned with different things that I've gone through in my life, and they will all reach somebody's hearts.
Absolutely. I can only imagine. So how do you juggle all of this? You know, you're a dancer, choreographer, you're writing books. I mean, it sounds like you're very busy.
I am.
How do you balance everything with having a child and maintaining your personal life as well?
Well, I have to organize everything. I have to make sure that, like, okay, Mondays, what do we do on Mondays? And I have to stick to a strict schedule. And our son has a little bit of a disability, so it's challenging, very challenging. I too have a disability. I'm legally blind, so it's just like all of us just being very accepting of our limitations and helping one another. I think the biggest thing is to be organized. I write things down. I have help. I can't do this alone. I have company help. I have good neighbors. I have good friends, and my family is so supportive, because there's no way I could do this on my own.
Absolutely.
You know, it does take a village. It really does.
Yes. that's like for every mom, and I can't even imagine, you know, with like you said, like having limitations with your vision impairment. I mean, how has that changed you? Have you always been vision impaired?
Well, I've always had a little bit of nearsightedness, but this is totally different as a dancer.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
How do you overcome that? I mean, you've overcome so much.
It's in process and in progress, I'll be honest. The diagnosis came to me about 1.5 years ago. I was noticing that I was squinting more, my peripheral vision was shrinking, and as a performer, you rely on that so you don't like ram into somebody or fall off the stage. So it's been very humbling once again, but I'm meeting it with full force, I'm meeting it with strength, and I'm going to overcome this too. I have great helpers. You know, before I go on stage, I have people who are just so wonderful, and they say, okay, we're going to put this light here at the edge of the stage so you know you shouldn't go past this mark. So everybody has just been so supportive, and that's something I was like really scared of, because I'm like, okay, I've gone through all this, and this is going to be hard for me to admit that I need more help.
Absolutely.
But I have been met with such professional, open-armed people, so I've been very fortunate.
Well, it makes sense. You seem like a very open-armed person, and you know, wanting to help people. I can see why people would want to help you too. So that's really amazing. So what's next for you? What else are you going to add to your plate?
Well, we have a whole bunch of different things going on with our dance company. We have Awakenings and Beginnings International Dance Festival, and that is in January. It's pretty much the whole month of January, from the 6th to the 27th, 2018. And it's master classes, it's helping the emerging artists become a full-fledged artist. We have a mentorship program now. We have formal and informal performances. We have things that are free and things that have admission. We have so many things going on. This festival has it has grown, and I am so grateful for the dance community for getting behind me. I'm grateful for all of our sponsors and supporters, and again, my family, my troop, my tribe.
Right. Oh, very cool. So we're talking a lot about influential moms today. Obviously, you've been very influential to moms, to people everywhere. How do you view yourself as an influencer? How do you feel that you're influencing others?
Well, what I hope,
What I
hope is that I'm opening up their hearts to be able to open up their hearts to help somebody else, to pay it forward. That is the most important thing, and that they too will be authentic, and that they won't have to worry about, you know, I mean, on the outside, yeah, it does matter to a certain extent, but not, you know, it's really what I've learned is what's inside. So I want to focus on that. I want to help them understand that they too can overcome. They might need to ask for help, and that's okay. I want to, hopefully, that I'm influencing everybody that they can be their best whatever. If they were called to be something, I know that they can do it, and I want to help encourage them get there. And I want to help pave the way for them to get there as well.
Wow. So you said that you have a dance studio, and where is that? How can people find you?
Well, we rent out of different studios. We rent out of Evolution Dance Studio, and also Debbie Reynolds. My dance company, Ruban Rouge Dance, we're looking into securing property, which is the next step. It's really exciting. Yes, we're very excited. So we will have a studio, all of our own, very soon.
Yes,
crossing our fingers. It looks good so far. But yeah, and we've been all over Valley Glen, and I love it out there in the valley. It's just so wonderful.
I'm in Valley Village, so it's close to my heart. Yeah,
Actually,
technically it's Valley Glen. I know.
Yeah, that's funny. How did I know?
Small world.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. It was so wonderful hearing your story, and very inspiring. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jenna Barnett on Millennial Mom with Focus TV.